Hi, my name is Alejandra Kromenhoek, and I did my project on disaster management in Denmark. So, some history. Post World War II, Denmark thought they were safer than other countries, but after the collapse of the Berlin Wall and the Soviet Union, they changed their thought process. They didn't really have a united emergency system, so that's when the Danish Preparedness Act in 1992 came about, just to create actual disaster management government force. So that's when the Danish Emergency Management Agency was formed in 1993 to be that united front. So the implementation pattern is bottom up. Basically, it starts at the most local source of government and makes its way up as capacities and resources are overwhelmed. And each part of the government has its own responsibility for when disaster hits. So there are a few different groups that participate in this. There's a crisis management group made up of all those groups you see there. And basically, they meet multiple times a year just to readdress the needs of the country's disaster management. And then there's also the government security committee and the senior official security committee made up of those people there. And they basically just talk strategy and politics of disaster management in Denmark. So some obstacles are flooding. It has been the most recent issue. Denmark has paid the second highest price in all of Europe due to these flooding issues. So they've had to kind of readjust their way of disaster management. But new threats always put strain on capacity and resources in disaster management, but it requires adjustments. Some disasters that they're prone to are landslides and, like I said, the flooding. But the country is prepared for any natural disasters, terrorist incidents, health epidemics, accidents, infrastructure failure, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear issues. But basically, the response is the same for all types of events. They have a three-tiered emergency response system. You see up there what each level consists of. So, how has disasters shaped disaster management and planning and policy? For example, there was actually a firework disaster in 2004 in Colden, which caused an explosion. But afterwards, they had new safety and firefighting guidelines that made things safer. There was also a oil spill that happened in 2001. The EPA was able to revisit and see how the risk of Denmark's waters were, and just create a better process for environmental issues. Um, and then this is just a few pictures of some of the disasters. The one on the top left, that's the oil spill. The one on the top right, that's the firework disaster. Bottom left is a winter storm, and then the bottom right is just protests that had been happening. It's all on the other slide of the PowerPoint if you want to read to get more in depth. And then here's my resources. And just thank you so much for watching my presentation.